Hello, my dear student. Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all are quite okay and fine. Welcome you all to my today online class. Before going to start my today's lecture, first of all, I would like to introduce myself to all of you. I am Muhammad Ghulam Morshed, lecturer of biology, Milestone College, Uttara Dhaka. Now let's discuss about our today's lecture. Today I am going to discuss about mainly two topics, that is the structure and functions of the mouth parts in grasshopper and digestive system and digestion process in grasshopper. This is the figure of the mouth parts in grasshopper. So what are the learning output? Actually, after completing this lesson, the student should be able to tell the definition of mouth parts, explain the structure of mouth parts of the grasshopper, and student can also explain the digestive system and digestion process in grasshopper. Now, first of all, I would like to discuss about the mouth parts in grasshopper. What is mouth parts? Actually, the jointed and movable appendages which surround the mouth are actually called the mouth parts. The mouth parts of the grasshopper are chewable type of mouth parts. The mouth parts of parts are labrum, mandible, maxilla, labium, and hypopharynx. First of all, I would like to discuss about the labrum. Actually, this is the round, flat, bilateral symmetrical mouth parts that actually lie just behind the clypeus of the head capsule. Okay. So what are the functions of the labrum? The main functions of the labrum: it covers the mandible. It also forms the upper lip, which helps in the food catching and intaking. Now the mandible. Actually, there are two mandibles are actually present on each sides of the mouth. Okay. These are the mandible, and their inner edge bear some teeth-like structure, and the functions of the mandibles are mainly this form the jaw, and this is also used for crushing and cutting foods. Okay, and the maxilla. Actually, there are two maxilla are actually found in case of the grasshopper mouth parts. The two maxilla are actually located just behind the mandibles. Okay, and each maxilla has some distinct part. This is the cardo stipes, Laciniae gallia, and maxillary pulp. And the Laciniae gallia and the inner edge of the Laciniae gallia and the both sides of the maxillary pulps bear some bristle. Okay. But what are the functions of the maxilla? The main functions of the maxilla is to hold the food, and it also brings it to the mandible for crushing. The maxilla also detect the taste of the food. Maxilla also used for cleaning the antennae, pulps, and the front legs. Okay. And now the labium. This is the very important mouth parts which are found in the grasshopper. Okay, the labium is actually, the number of labium is only single, and it is actually found on each sides of the mouth parts, each side of the mouth. Okay, and each labium has some distinct part. This is the jointed and complex and bilateral symmetrical mouth parts which are found in the grasshopper, and each labium has some distinct part. This is the submentrum, mentrum, and labial pulp are also present there. And labial pulps bear some bristle. Okay, but what are the functions of the labium? It actually forms the lower lip. The labial pulps are sensory in functions and detect the taste of the food. Okay. And the last the mouth part, that is the hypopharynx. Actually, hypopharynx is actually located at the on the floor of the mouth. Actually, it is a very elongated and short structure, and it helps in mixing food with saliva within mouth cavity. Okay. Now let's discuss about another very important topics, that is the digestive system of the grasshopper. Okay. If you look at the figure here, that you can easily understand that this is the digestive tract in grasshopper. Digestive system of the grasshopper is basically consisting of alimentary canal and digestive gland. Okay. And alimentary canal. What is the alimentary canal? Actually, the alimentary canal in grasshopper is started from the mouth and end to the anus. It is a tubular structure, a tubular convoluted tube-like structure that actually started from the mouth and into the anus. Okay, and each alimentary canal has divided into three parts: foregut or stomodium, midgut or mesenteron, and hindgut or proctodium. Okay. Now let's discuss about each and every parts of the alimentary canal in details. If you here you can see that this is the foregut. Actually, foregut is started from mouth and in to the gizzard. Okay, and this part is actually called the foregut of alimentary canal, and this is the this portion is actually the mesenteron or midgut. Okay, and this portion is actually called the hindgut or proctodium. Hindgut is actually started just behind the midgut and end at the anus. Okay. Now let's see the alimentary canal in grasshopper. This is the mouth. Okay, and this is the esophagus. Just mouth lead to the esophagus. It is a hollow tube-like structure. Okay, and this is the crop. This is the sac-like structure, which is actually responsible for storing the food particles. Okay, and just behind the crop, there is another very important structure that is called the gizzard. Okay, and the gizzard, there are some hepatic cilia which are also found. Hepatic cilia is originated from the gizzard, and this hepatic cilia also act as a digestive glands in grasshopper. Okay, and this is the mesenteron or midgut. Okay, and the ileum, this is the tube-like structure just behind the mesenteron. This is the tube-like structure which is called the ileum, and then the colon and the rectum, which is responsible for storing the stool, and finally the undigested food particles are actually eliminated through the anus. Okay, so these are the different parts of the digestive systems of the grasshopper. Okay, now first of all let's discuss about the stomodium or stomodium. It is divided into different parts: mouth aperture, then oral cavity, then pharynx, esophagus, crop, and gizzard. Okay, these are the part of the stomodium or foregut. Okay, and this is and midgut. The gizzard is actually followed by a narrow tube of uniform diameter called the midgut or mesenteron. Its junctional region with the gizzard is called the cardia. From this region arise 12 finger-like tubular blind processes called the hepatic cilia. The internal lining of the midgut and the hepatic cilia is formed of the columnar dermal cell, which is thrown out into a small but several fold forming villi. Okay. Now the hindgut. The anterior part of the hindgut bears pyloric valves and Malpighian tubules, and it is consist of the three parts. Ileum, the first part of the hindgut, which is narrow, tubular, and short, and the colon, the wide, long, and the long coiled is actually colon. The rectum, the sac-like structure which hold, and rectum papillae. Okay. Digestive gland. There are three types of digestive glands found in the digestive system of the grasshopper. Salivary glands, a pair of tubular and branched structure with receptacle. Hepatic ceca, hollow, long, and conically structured. It secretes the digestive juice. Cellular secretion. There are some cells which secrete enzymes for digestion in the peritrophic membrane. Now let's discuss about the digestive gland in grasshopper. First of all, I would like to discuss about the salivary gland in grasshopper. Salivary gland is a very important digestive gland in grasshopper. This gland secretes some amylolytic enzyme which is responsible for breaking down complex carbohydrate into glucose molecules. Another very important digestive gland which is known as the hepatic ceca. This digestive gland is responsible for secreting some lipolytic enzyme, proteolytic enzyme, and as well as some amylolytic enzyme. Okay. Now let's discuss about the digestion process in grasshopper. The digestion process. Actually, digestion of the grasshopper started from the mouth. In mouth, the saliva mixed with food during mastication in pre-oral cavity. The saliva contains enzymes like amylase, chitinase, and cellulase, which hydrolyze different carbohydrate. Some of them converted into glucose. The saliva also moistens the food for its easy transport in the alimentary canal. In crop, the actually digestion is start in crop, and more portion of the food digest here. After reaching into crops, the digested carbohydrate in the form of the glucose is absorbed. Actually, digestive juice secreted by the glandular cell of the midgut ascend into the crop through gizzard. This juice contains amylolytic enzymes like invertase, maltase, and lactase to complete the carbohydrate digestion. Okay, proteolytic enzymes like trypsin, protease, and peptidase digest protein into amino acid. Lipolytic enzymes digest fat into fatty acid and glycerol. Okay. And in gizzard, the no digestion actually takes place in gizzard, but the gizzard grinds and crush the food particles into finer one. Food coming into midgut is very fine paste-like. Okay. And in mesenteron, the different enzymes from the mesenteron wall and the hepatic ceca meet the fine paste-like food materials to complete the digestion, which is already going on. There are some bacteria and fungi in the lumen of the mesenteron which create cellulose enzymes to digest cellulose. Now the teamwork. Group A and Group B. Write down the process of digestion. Group B. Write down the name of the different parts of the digestive tract in grasshopper. Evaluation. Kamal said to his friend, there is a special triangular organ situated behind the crop that play a vital role in digestion in special parasitic animals. There are some special glands. If they are absent, the process of digestion may be stopped. What is rectal papilla? What is meant by the digestion? Explain the structure of the special triangular organ. Write down your opinion about the last sentence of the stem. Now the homework. Draw a picture of the mouth parts of grasshopper. Thank you for your patient sharing. I think today's lecture was very much effective lecture for all of us. I am humble requesting you all to watch my video lecture for several times so that you can understand each and every topic that have already discussed here today. If you have any queries regarding my today's lecture, feel free to ask me, or you can also ask your respective subject teacher. Thank you all. Khuda Hafiz.